Hello, this is the second tutorial for the course The ABC of Remote Learning. Today we are going to deal with the app Explain Everything. It is an app and it's also a website where you can record videos that explain everything, as the name says. The motto of the website is turn ideas into understanding. And the verbs are teach, present, sketch note, create videos, and work together, all in Explain Everything, the complete online and mobile whiteboard app. This is the idea, to have a whiteboard where you can present anything from a grammar point to a function to a history event to the biography of a person, etc. It's very interesting, and I'm sure you will use it in your next remote learning session. The thing is that you have to include images, text, PowerPoint, and you have to narrate everything. So the idea of enabling the microphone is very important because you will record it afterwards. When you open the web Explain Everything, you have My Drive, and then you can add new projects or see the other different projects. You have folders and you can organize your recordings. As you can see here, Whiteboard Explain Everything needs permission to use the microphone. So you have to allow your microphone to record everything you want to explain. If you click the plus button, then you will have a blank option. You can use templates, or you can use a file you already have in your computer. For example, an image, a PDF document, or a video. You can base your own explanation on a video you already have. You can choose the option of your whiteboard. It can be vertical or landscape. Landscape is better because as it is a video, you will be able to project it better. Then this is on the left hand side you have a column for the menu with different icons. And the first icon is very important because with the plus button you can include your pictures or you can include screenshots. Which files are you able to use? You can use an image you have. I recommend images because they are quite graphic and they can have pictures for context, or they can have grammar explanations or dates, etc. You can also use a file, a PDF. You can use clip arts. Teenagers are very keen on smileys and their own clip art and emoticons, emojis. They love that. So use the clip art library, or you can also include audio. It's very versatile, so I recommend it. Imagine that I want to explain an idiom. What can I do? I will choose an image of a cake from my own files. So I will click on the button plus, and then the Explain Everything will open up my files, and then I will choose this file of a cake. That's what I am going to have. The photograph of the cake, and then I can include a text box with the title Learn English Idioms. With the text tool, which is the capital A, you can arrange any types of letter, different fonts, the size, the color, etc. This is the first slide of the presentation. Then let's go little by little to this menu. The most important things. I already showed you the add file. The second icon is move the different elements. You see the symbol of a hand. So you will be able to move and adjust the size of the different elements. These two icons are the pencil and the marker. You see, with a pencil you can add the different textures and the different colors of the text, and the pen you can write. Okay, you can write as in handwritten form, or you can add text as you saw at the beginning. This icon here is the eraser. You can erase everything or just single points, etc. Then this icon here, right, is to fill everything. For example, if you have a square, you can fill up a square of the different color you want. You can also cover the whole background, or you can choose different backgrounds for your whiteboard. I also love this icon here, the shape. The shape menu is very important because you can add shapes, arrows, lines, you can add faces, you can add stars, you can add squares. This one is an icon of a tree. You can adjust the width of the line, and then you can have different text squares. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Remember, if you have a mistake, you can always go back with this button here. The go back button is at the bottom of the menu on the left hand side. So remember the cake? Learning English idioms. I have the photograph, and then I want to include this text. With the text, I go to the menu of the text, I choose the red marker, and I add the title to the beginning of the slide. Then I can choose to use another slide. So I go to the plus button and then add up a second slide to continue the presentation. Right? As I told you, with the icon bar, you can choose square for titles, circles, lines, arrows, or stars. It's very important that you add these icons because they can add up a little bit of fun and then can grab the student's attention. Remember, in remote learning you have to grab students' attention, so these symbols are very interesting for them. So let's choose the idea to start a clip art and join and add a clip art to add a little bit of emotion. I will choose the emoji. As I was mentioning the idiom to be a piece of cake, I will show that something which is very easy, we call it's a piece of cake. So I will include the icon of the happy smiley. So I go here to the menu, I chose clip art, and then I look in the list of emojis that you have, and I can choose here. Okay, so this is the look of the slide once I put the title with explanation and the happy smiley. Imagine that I'm not happy with the smiley I have chosen. I will choose the X. The X menu will open up, if I select any of the elements I have included, the X. Okay, this little X here will erase the element or the emoji or the thing I have put, right? As you can see here at the bottom, you have the red button for recording. This is what we will do once we have all the slides completed. You choose the number of slides you want to include. So this is how the final slide looks like. When something is a piece of cake, we don't mean it's sweet, we mean it's very easy. We have included 3 images, one of the test, the happy emoji, and then a new example. I finished the test in 5 minutes. It was a piece of cake. So the images, the text, and everything give context for the students to understand what you want to explain. Once you record all the explanation of the explain everything video, you start at the beginning slide, at the first slide, and then you continue changing manually the slides and then you will have your voice in every single slide. When you are finished with your recording, you can have a look at this idea, right? You will have the the history of all the recording elements, of all the graphic elements, on everything that you have included in your Explain Everything, and you will be able to erase what you want, to cut the recording, to change everything until you are happy with the final result. This is very important. It's a bit tricky, so I will refer to the instruction manual so that you can read with detail what you can do with this section of the Explain Everything history elements. So once the once the video is completed and you're happy with the final result, it's very important that you export the project. You create the video for your students to watch. Explain Everything Computer creates a web video link, so you can share the link with your students for them to see, to watch before the class, in the class, whatever. I also like the collaborative idea of Explain Everything. You can invite people, you can invite friends, or you can invite colleagues to collaborate to create projects with you. This is interesting because Explain Everything can be a tool for explaining your items, your grammar, your topics to your students, but it can be a very interesting formative tool for your students. So once you have finished a topic, or once you have dealt with history, or when you have dealt with a holiday season in Britain or in the United States, you can ask them to create videos of what they have understood. So it's an excellent tool for formative assessment. They can create videos, they can create explanations for the partners, they can create everything. And it's interesting because it can be a nice part of project work. Very interesting if you are using CLIL in your lessons. So that's all for today. Thank you very much, and if you have a question, you just need to send me an email or follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more resources or ideas. Thank you very much.